Israel has just exploded, verbally and politically, at Turkey. And the words flying across the Mediterranean right now, they are nothing short of explosive. Hello and welcome to TimesXP. I am Rithiyatri, and it all started with a move that stunned the diplomats everywhere. Turkey issued an arrest warrant, not just any warrants, but genocide warrant against top Israeli leaders. Yes, Ankara actually accused Israeli leadership of genocide in Gaza. And you know what about Israel here? They didn't take it lightly, not even a bit. Within hours, the Israeli government hit back hard. While a spokesperson from Prime Minister's office, Shosh, she stood before the reporters and made it crystal clear. There will be no Turkish boots on the ground. Not now, not ever. Well, her words cut like steel here. And then came the line that shook everybody in the newsroom. Tell Erdogan to get out of Gaza. Well, that was the message. Blunt, furious, deeply personal, because for Israel, this wasn't just about legal drama. This was about pride. This was about power. This was about politics. Now, let's rewind a bit. For the past 2 years, the Israel-Turkey relationship has been on a very slow motion collapse. Once trading partners and regional allies, they are now adversaries. Since the Gaza war began, Erdogan has thrown his full support behind Hamas. He has called Israel a terrorist state. He has accused Netanyahu of war crimes, and now, with this genocide warrant, Ankara has officially crossed Israel's red line. In Turkey, Erdogan's move was celebrated as courageous. In fact, posters of Netanyahu marked with red paint, labeled criminal. It was a show of defiance, a statement that Turkey would no longer sit silently. But in Israel, it was pure outrage. Officials call the warrant a political circus. They say Erdogan is using Gaza to distract from Turkey's own economic crisis, be it inflation, unemployment, or even protests. Erdogan needs an enemy, said one of the Israeli diplomats, and he picked us. Well, the tension reached a breaking point when Turkey hinted that it might send troops as part of a multinational peace force for Gaza. Now that's when Israel drew its final line in the sand. Well, the spokesperson said absolutely not. There will be no Turkish soldier anywhere near our border. It's hard to believe. Just a decade ago, Turkey and Israel, they were talking trade, they were talking about tourism, they were talking about energy cooperation, and now they're exchanging insults, threats, and legal blows. And behind all the noises lies a deeper power struggle. Erdogan wants to position Turkey as a defender of the Muslim world, while Israel wants to remind everybody that it won't bow to the pressure, not from the UN, not from the Europe, and certainly not from Ankara. So here we are. Ankara calling it genocide, Jerusalem calling it propaganda, and between them, Gaza burning in silence. You know what happens next could define Middle Eastern politics for years. If Turkey escalates legally or militarily, Israel could cut all the remaining diplomatic ties. If Israel pushes back harder, the Muslim world could rally behind Erdogan's narrative. Either way, this isn't just a war of weapons, ladies and gentlemen. This is a war of word. This is a war of symbol and a war of global image.